Alright, so far I've made videos on Armored Boros and Meteoric Burst Boros. So today we're going to be completing the set because we're taking a look at how powerful Released Boros is. And this is, of course, the Boros that we see after his armor gets knocked off and he gets all big, blue, and sparkly. So in case you're unaware, for some reason, maybe you just watched Season 1 or something, but this version of Boros is still pretty much second only to Saitama in the manga. He's that powerful, number 2, I guess. I mean, top of the power scale. So now let's get into his attributes, because, how strong is he, physical strength overall? And it's difficult to say because we don't really have too many comparisons here, so we're going to have to speculate with Boros. But I think that, with speculations, typically maybe we shouldn't be too generous, but with Boros' case here, I think we should. I think he's earned it. I mean, he's immediately already established that he can take a punch from Saitama. So he's coming off of that, and he's the first person pretty much to do so. So he's going to be pretty strong. Just keep that in mind. So I guess he can, exchange blows with Saitama, get into, a scuffle with him or something where they're both landing on each other. Now, we don't exactly get to see this, but after he becomes released, he goes after Saitama, and then it cuts away. And then when it comes back to them, we see that Saitama is scuffed up. He's got some marks on him, and Boros is missing an arm. And also, Saitama didn't have these marks beforehand. So something happened. They got into a fight. I guess blows were exchanged, and Boros lost an arm. So I'll also give Boros a half point for that, because it's kind of like taking a punch from him, but at the same time it's not. But so half point, still pretty impressive that he can keep going. So I guess we can compare this to Orochi, Saitama going against him, because I guess Orochi tries to get into an exchange of blows with Saitama using the water stream, the one-armed dragon thing that he does, but this just has no success against it whatsoever. And Saitama just casually fends this off and, blows up his left arm. Similar to him taking off an arm from Boros here. But the lack of context that we get from their initial exchange, it's difficult to say who was more impressive in this instance here. But I'm going to say Boros, because the follow-up exchange that he goes against Saitama that we actually do get to see, I guess he's going blow for blow with him for a little bit here. I mean, it's hard to make out exactly what's happening, but granted, Boros has one arm here, and he's still going tit for tat with Saitama, and they're it looks like they're connecting with each other, and Boros is obviously able to keep going here. They're having a straight up Dragon Ball Z fight here. It's pretty crazy. So the fact that Orochi doesn't even come close to replicating this against Saitama when he tries to go for a physical exchange with him, I'm going to say that Boros, Released Boros, is probably stronger than the peak of Orochi that we've seen so far. I mean, it just seems that way to me. So another way to see how Boros is leagues above everyone else in physical strength is when he's hitting Saitama. Now, granted, others have hit Saitama and many made a move and stuff, Suiryu and Carnage Kabuto and Beefcake, etc., but man, no one is really doing what Boros is doing here, because also Saitama was not concerned with them at all. He was concerned about his wig going against Suiryu. He cared about the sail, going against Carnage Kabuto, and Beefcake, he just, that was episode 1 Saitama. But it's Boros landing here is, this is a Saitama that's giving way more effort than he did against them, and he's sending him flying through his spaceship pillars. This is crazy how powerful this is here. Just swap out Saitama with any other character, and what's going to happen here? Even if we can just go to Darkshine, maybe Darkshine could take this and get up afterwards, but he's pretty much done. Is that I'm being generous with the speculation and saying that if he can just destroy Darkshine with 2 or 3 moves here, then there's really no one else that stands a chance with confirmed level of power, I'll say it for now. And this brings me to the last thing I want to touch on about Boros' strength. So in the follow-up to this sequence, on the beginning of chapter 36, we see a picture of Saitama on the cover page, and he's bewildered. The most bewildered, I guess, we've ever seen Saitama. And it says on the original chapter, that was released on the Tona Renoige website, it says he took damage. Okay. But then in the volume version, that line is removed. But it's still there to this day on the official website. So I don't know if it's a retcon. I don't know what this means. But regardless, even if it is just official straight up canon that it says he took damage on the cover here, I still don't know what it means. Does it literally mean that he took damage here? That Boros is the only one to pretty much inflict damage on post-limit removal Saitama? Maybe. Maybe not. But even if he did inflict damage, it's like, how much? Was it like 0.00001% damage to him? Or was it 1%? Was it 10%? It's like, we'll never know unless we talk to one himself. So in order to figure out how fast he is, we're going to have to continue our crazy speculation here. But I think, come on, fair to say that he's probably just as fast, if not faster, than Flashy Flash. Because, just look at the way that he is moving and competing with Saitama here. It's ridiculous. Like, the way that this is illustrated in both the manga and animated in the anime. It's like, it's showing us that he's, like, pretty much at the top tier level of speed. Now, we've seen, Suiryu move like this and have illustrations like this. And, we've seen Flashy Flash as well. But it's like, the fact that Saitama has to give this much effort and is able to, keep going with, or should I say Boros is actually able to keep going with him, it's fair to say that he's probably just as fast or faster than any S-Class hero. Because, look, when we go to, Saitama going against Sonic, Saitama has no care in the world. He's just standing there. He always takes him out in pretty much a stationary fashion. So when we're going to Boros here, obviously giving way more effort than he is against Sonic. So there is a large gap in between Boros' perceived speed and Sonic's, going off of Saitama's reaction to them. So the difference between Boros and Sonic, how large is it? No way to say, but I'm going to say it's at least equal to and or greater to the gap between Sonic and Flashy Flash, okay? So as for his durability, well, we're going to have to speculate as well because unfortunately we never see released Boros take a clean punch the way that we see Armored and Meteoric Burst Boros take. So we're going to have to settle in between them. Meteoric Burst Boros was taking a punch from Saitama, the best we've ever seen anyone take it. He took it and then went back 50 feet and then kept going. As where, Armored Boros took a punch, went flying into the wall, and then, his armor came off. He was definitely affected by it. So we'll meet in the middle and we'll say that Armored Boros, considering that his arm got punched off and he kept going, he could probably take a punch from Saitama better than Armored Boros did and kept going. So the fact that he can probably do that means that there's really no one else that can match that level of durability. When we saw Suiryu going against Goketsu, that's pretty much what it would look like if anyone else besides Saitama more or less went against Armored Boros at this point. And then, of course, he also has regeneration. This is just insult to injury because he doesn't really need this. He's already pretty much broken without it. But his regeneration in released form is pretty much in the top tier. It's not at the very top. He could just straight up regenerate his lost arm here in a second. It's insane. The only people that are really surpassing him are himself in Meteoric Burst form, and then Melzergard, Black Ass, Evil Natural Water, guys like that. But aside from that, he's pretty much at the top. And then lastly, let's take a look at Boros' energy projection, another ability that he doesn't really need, his regeneration, because he's already overpowered without it. But this thing is oh my god, so overpowered. If we're comparing the blast radius of this, the top of Boros' ship to the city beneath them, it's taking out I don't know, a good chunk. There's a lot of casualties from this one blast here because the cities in One Punch Man are I guess implied to be the size of countries or something. So this maybe could be the size of a small city or a town or something. This is so incredibly powerful. And that brings me to the closer here. Boros, released Boros, is the clear cut above Dragon. He literally is the reason why that term exists. One in an interview when he was asked about Boros' disaster level, he was rough translation here, but he more or less said that Boros' disaster level is greater to or equal than Dragon. And then somebody else said above Dragon, and I took it from there. So yeah, Boros is so powerful that not even one himself could just say that he was just a dragon. He is something more than that. So also goes back to me saying he is the clear-cut number 2 so far, until further notice. But let me know what you think about Boros in the comments. If you liked the video, guys, please give it a like. I also play Patreon, gives you access to a weekly Q&A. And if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.